This one practice alone has had the greatest positive impact on me more than anything else in any morning routine I've tried before. Hello there everyone, I'm Kaylee and welcome back to my channel. If we've never met before, I share videos all about developing a magical, creative, and sustainable lifestyle. And more personally, I am a wife and homeschooling mama of two who is also struggling with depression and late diagnosed ADHD. All of which kind of make it difficult to develop a magical, sustainable, and creative lifestyle. And that's why I wanted to make today's video so that I can talk about something that is incredibly close to my heart, which is finding creativity in the midst of battling mental health barriers like depression and ADHD. My morning routine plays a huge role in setting me up to actually thrive and not just survive to the end of the day, and it's taken quite a bit of trial and error to fully flesh out. It's not been an easy journey, but it is one that's taught me a lot about resilience, self-love, and listening to your own rhythm. So why don't you take this opportunity to go grab yourself a hot mug of something or maybe even a snack, get an extra blanket, and get cozy because it's story time. So something that I've learned about myself over the years is that I function best when I start my days slowly, I'm not rushed, and when I am able to take time to take care of myself and my needs before I have to take care of anybody else. Because of that, I start my day pretty early before anybody else wakes up, usually around 5 or 6 a.m. After I wake up, my number one priority is to create something before I consume anything. And what I mean by consume is like scrolling on my phone. I make it a point not to check my phone, not to check emails, or even listen to a podcast. I really just want to cancel out any outside noise so that I can focus on my own thoughts, my own feelings, and my own spirit and creativity. This one practice alone has had the greatest positive impact on me more than anything else in any morning routine I've tried before. I usually try to set aside 1 hour, but obviously that time changes based on whatever we have going on throughout the day. And this creative time can look different from day to day. Sometimes I'll go down there and I will sew and listen to some music, or I will knit. Sometimes I'll even film or work on a video. I just find that when I start the day working on something that truly lights me up, it goes so much further in helping me not only to fill my cup, but to overflow my cup. I think that's something like a lot of us have heard that expression, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? But what a lot of us don't stop and realize is that even if your cup is empty, the moment you start giving to other people, you're pouring from your cup and emptying your cup in the process. If you can find a way to start your day in a creatively fulfilling way that overflows your cup, then you can spend the rest of your day pouring from the overflow instead of draining yourself. Truly, this one practice alone has just been a game changer for me. Good morning. I just thought I'd share a little bit about what I'm working on this morning during my creativity time. Today, I am actually putting together my kind of vision board or mood board set of projects that I'm going to be working on this spring. I'm trying something new where I am designing a small capsule wardrobe or collection of pieces to make for the springtime. So now I'm just kind of putting together like what fabrics I'm going to be using, what patterns I'm going to be using for each of those. I have this is an organic cotton bed sheet from Pottery Barn that I got from Goodwill for like $3, and it's a king size with 2 pillowcases. So I'm going to be using this to make the Silver Saga, the Mina wrap dress. I really cannot wait for this project. That's probably going to be next on my list. I have this denim that's been sitting in my stash forever. I want to use these to make hopefully a wearable toile for the worker pants, or the worker trousers, I believe they're called. So if this one goes well, then I will go and buy some other denim that I have in mind, like a slightly lighter color blue, because I really need some jeans. I've been wanting to sew some jeans for forever and I've been putting it off. I decided this is finally the season, it's gonna happen. And last, this is where I need some help. I got these bed sheets at an estate sale. I got them because I love embroidered and eyelet detail. I think these are really, really pretty, and I'd love to incorporate that into a nice button-down top, but I'm torn between which one I should do. Either the Cali shirt from Closet Core Patterns, I would do this version right here, or I'm deciding between this Vintage Simplicity pattern. I like any of these versions. I especially like this one. I'm still not sure though. So let me know in the comments which one you think I should do. Closet Core Cali shirt or the Simplicity, what number is this? 6462. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for today. After my creative session, I like to move my body. Here's the thing that stinks about working out when it comes to mental health. It actually works. I have never been a fitness person. I don't really like being sweaty. I don't really like having an elevated heart rate, but I definitely notice, especially on the days I don't do my workout, my mental health takes a hit versus the days I do a workout. I'm better able to keep it together, if that makes sense. And again, this changes from day to day. I like to use an app called Tone It Up. There's different programs in there so I can kind of customize what it is that I'm doing each week without having to think too hard about it. But it'll vary from a workout or a yoga flow, anything that kind of just gets the blood moving, gets those endorphins going. After that, I will settle into usually a guided meditation, just 10 minutes or so to center myself. If I'm really struggling with an ADHD, like monkey mind sort of day, I will, instead of doing a guided meditation, I will switch to positive affirmations, usually centered around gratitude or focus. Whether I use the guided meditations or the affirmations, either way, it really just helps me to stay more present throughout the day while focusing on the positive instead of focusing on the negative aspects that my depression tries to get me to focus on. Then comes my favorite part of the morning routine, which is my mental health walk. Sorry. There is just something so magical about the stillness of the morning hours. I really try to time these walks with the sunrise. Sometimes when I go out, I'll just enjoy the peace and quiet around me. Oftentimes I like to listen to some music, and you can go ahead and judge me if you want, I don't care, but there's a secluded area not too far from my house. It's wooded and there's some deer that live in there. It's very cute, but I like to go there and I will dance to my music. I don't know, in my personal opinion, it's always a good idea to get a little weird. Another thing I like to do, especially if I'm craving connectivity, is I like to clean up litter around my neighborhood on these walks. Not only does it help me feel more connected and appreciative of nature, but it also helps me feel more connected to my community in general. Okay, quick little PSA. Are we really still doing this? I got all this garbage from not a very long stretch. It is 2024. Are we seriously still doing this? Littering. Can we not? These walks can range anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, just depending on whatever we have going on throughout the day. But no matter what the weather is doing, I always come home feeling happy that I went out in the first place. Once I get back home, my girls are usually awake, so then I try to work the rest of my morning routine in with their morning routine. Hi! How are you?
Can I help with the pancakes too?
Yeah, you guys want to help with the pancakes?
No!
Yeah, let's do it. First thing when I come back in, usually I'll take my antidepressant. Gentle reminder to always take your meds if you got them. And then I will make myself and my kids some brekkie. One major change I have made to my mornings is decreasing my caffeine intake, I know, and making sure that I'm starting my day with a healthy breakfast, usually prioritizing iron and protein instead of a lot of sugars, which is what I like to eat, but leads to a crash later on in the afternoon. So to decrease my caffeine intake, I've switched to decaf and I have 1 cup of decaf coffee. I've also found that delaying my morning cup of coffee until after I've eaten breakfast and I have a full stomach, it's really helped to reduce that like jitteriness or feelings of anxiety, and especially the hyperactivity that I get in my brain. Like a lot of women, most of my hyperactivity is mental, with racing thoughts and overlapping thoughts. So I have found that decreasing my caffeine has helped keep my monkey mind in check a bit better. I do want to be clear that these practices have not by any means eliminated my symptoms of ADHD. Rather, they've alleviated and made them a little bit more manageable. Another practice that really helps my ADHD symptoms, specifically emotional regulation, that hyperactive mind, and brain fog, has been journaling. So after the girls and I are done eating breakfast, I will let them take a moment of free play and I will sit down at the table and write 3 pages of my journal, just total stream of consciousness, anything goes, free writing. This is an idea that's come from the Artist's Way workbook. I haven't worked all the way through it. If this is something that you are interested in seeing, maybe I'll do a future vlog on my journey through that, but this has been such a welcome addition to my morning routine. After all that, it's time for us to get ready for the day. So we'll just go ahead and do our regular self-care routines. We'll get dressed, I'll help my kids brush their teeth and brush their hair, we'll wash their faces, yada yada yada. And the last thing I do as part of my morning routine is make my bed. This is the one piece of my morning routine I really try not to skip, because while it doesn't really impact me in the moment, I love ending my day by slipping into a fresh, prepared, put together, fluffy, cozy, relaxing bed. No matter what mood I'm in, no matter how exhausted I am, by the end of the day, when I open my bedroom door and I walk in and I see my made bed ready for me, it just signals rest time for me. And I do notice that on the days where I skip this step and I'm just like crawling into a heap of like sheets and pillows and just calling it a day, those are the nights where I really struggle to quiet my mind. I really struggle with falling asleep. I really struggle with staying asleep, and my anxiety spikes. And I mean, you probably don't need me to tell you that the best way you can ensure you're gonna have a good morning is by getting a good night's sleep. Making my bed is the way I ensure I'm going to get a good night's sleep. So if you're watching this and you're taking it all in and thinking to yourself, wow, this morning routine kind of sounds like a lot, that's because it is. One thing I don't think people talk about enough when it comes to mental health is just how much work it takes just to function. And I think things like morning routines and self-care routines, they're very popular right now, but a lot of times they're presented by somebody who's using them as a way to increase their frequency, and it's somebody who is super productive while also having a sense of self-love and self-worth. And like, don't get me wrong, we love that, we stand that, that's fantastic, but this is not something that helps me be my best self. This is not something that I use to like be that girl. My morning mental health routine is what helps me be a girl. Like, this is just what helps me to function. So it takes a lot of work just to get out of bed in the morning, just to be an alive human. Being a human is hard, and it takes even more work on top of that to be a human who is thriving, or a human who is feeling their best. So yes, I do have a lot of different steps in my morning routine, but that is what is required for me, not only to be healthy and functioning and able to take care of my kids and my day-to-day life, but also to have that sense of togetherness most days. And I don't want to come off as unrealistic or like this is achievable all the time. It absolutely is not. For example, we just took our kids on vacation to Disney World like 3 weeks ago. We came back sick. So there was a solid 3 weeks or so where I was away from this morning routine. I didn't do it. And because of that, my mental health took a hit and it became even more difficult for me to get back into my regular routine. So what I've been doing is just each and every single week, I am adding on one more layer of this practice so that I can get back into my regular routine without overwhelming myself. I am doing the best I can with what I have available to me at this time. That is all anybody can do. That's all anybody can ask of you to do. So what I really want to encourage is for you to take these practices and try them out one at a time, not only to see what works for you, but also what's feasible for you at this season in your life. And even if I was in the middle of my solid regular routine, there were often times where I couldn't do each and every single one of these steps simply because we had something going on in the morning. And my personal philosophy is you don't need to beat yourself up if you don't do everything that you're supposed to do or if you can't fit something into your schedule, but doing something to take care of yourself will always be better than doing nothing. So even if I can't do all of these things every day, I do my best to do some of these things most days. Please consider this your permission slip to take what serves and leave the rest. So while my depression and ADHD often negatively impact or straight up take away my creative spark, these practices help me to combat that so that I can nurture my creative nature. So to anybody out there who is struggling to find their creative spark right now, please know this, you are not alone. Your journey is valid, your struggles are seen, and your creative spark, it is a force to be reckoned with, and it can't be taken away that easily. Just focus on taking care of yourself first, and it will make an appearance again in your life, I promise you. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me today. I hope that if you are in a similar boat, this video helped you feel seen and validated, and also gave you a rough blueprint to work off of when you're creating your own morning mental health routine that nurtures your creative nature. Okay, and if you've made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I would love to know in the comments, when you're taking your mental health walk, what song are you listening to when you just like decide to dance, bust a move out in nature all by yourself? I will leave the song that I was listening to in the comments as well. For now, listen to your body, honor your own needs, and never underestimate the power of your own magic. I love you and appreciate you so much for watching this. Until next time, take care of yourselves, my friends. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.